Okay. So, Sibia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Brinda, I call Sibia Adityan.
Sorry, sir. I didn't hear the word, sir.
Nee teliva kettunda than aacharipadren. It's okay. Sibi
Yes, sir.
Adityan,
I
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Okay, so we'll have both the teams' captains talking to each other, and they will decide very quickly which team is going to administer the game first. So, Vishnupriya and Ritan, over to you.
Yes, sir. So I guess they start first, sir. Can I ask my team members also once, sir?
அதெல்லாம் நீ first செஞ்சிருக்கணும்.
Sorry, sir. So, friends, what do you think?
I think we can administer first.
Okay, no. Dakshitana.
Like my opinion is like we can start first, Vishnu.
Okay, na. Mirduka.
Vishnu, we can itself start first.
Okay, ka. Brinda.
Priya, we can go first, Priya.
Okay, Brinda. Sanjay Anna. Sorry, no.
We'll start.
Okay, na. So, sir, we are starting first, sir.
Room lo oda fan.
Sir?
Reduce the fan noise in your room.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Reduce the fan noise from your mouth, Ritan Nitish. Mike இப்படி வைடா. சொல்லு.
I'm keeping a distance. Sir, can I go out and come, sir? It's like so blood, sir.
So blood ah?
Sir, can't hear your voice correctly. Yes, sir.
Sir,
Can go out.
போய்டு. ஐயோ ராமா. ஒரு செஷனை கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி முடிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள தலை வலிக்குதுடா டேய். ரைட். வண்டியாப்பா?
Yes, sir.
பிளட் தெரியுதாடா என் ஃபேஸ்ல? இல்லையா?
Yes, sir.
சரி, okay, right. Okay, Ritan, jokes off. Vishnupriya's team wants to start administering a game. So I think most of them are saying the same. So would you accommodate getting started with their game?
Sir, yes, sir. Friends, is it okay, friends? Can we let them start?
Yes, Ritan.
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Kalpana?
Sir, we are letting them start, sir.
Sir.
உன்னால இன்னைக்கு ஒழுங்கா பேச முடியுமாமா? இல்ல கடைசியா வந்து தேங்க்யூன்னு சொல்லும்போது மட்டும் தெளிவா பேசலாம் முடிவு பண்ணிருக்க? என்ன முடிவு பண்ணிருக்க?
Sir, no, sir. I can talk very well, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Sir, our team discussionல clear, crystal clear, diamond clear இருந்துச்சு.
ஆமா. பார்த்தேன். Team Vishnupriya, you can start administering the game and make sure you are explaining clearly. So the voice glitches, the fans storming sound, இதெல்லாம் வந்து disturb ஆகாத மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் கரெக்டா பேசுங்க. Make sure when you are explaining things, all the team members have to be explaining, and the mark will get, the score will get added to your team. The first criteria is the opponent team should clearly understand what you people are speaking. That's what is the first criterion over here. So you got to be really, really careful about it. Yes, Dakshin, what is it?
Sir, so can I share my screen, sir, for like explaining?
Yeah. So for the benefit of explaining things, you can share your screen.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, over
Sir,
to Vishnu.
can I start?
Yeah. I'm muting my mic. Over to Vishnupriya's team. And if you got any questions, put your hand up. I will speak. Pay attention.
Okay.
Can you see my screen, sir?
So, is the fan?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen.
Sir, may I start, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So first of all, good evening, one and all present here. Now we are going to present about the round one. For the clear view, we are just presenting our screen. So the name of the round one is Heroes Reborn. So now over to Dakshinana to explain the first part of this round.
Yes, so thank you, Vishnupriya. So good evening, everyone. So our activities for our round one activities name is Heroes Reborn, and the motto is to check your personality proximity. So this game is very simple. Let's first talk about the objectives. So some learning objectives of this activity are problem solving ability. As we all know, life is not a bed of roses. Everyone has some problems at some point of time. So this activity could help us to bolster our problem solving ability. And the next one is making best use of the available resources. And there's always a point of time in which we only have limited resources to tackle any problem. So how we are making use of the available resources in the best possible way and in an efficient way, that's another learning objective of this particular activity. The third one is incorporating virtues. That's good qualities, subtle characteristics, as Sir Siddharth mentioned last time. So this is also one of the important things here. And next one is living up to the role assigned, doing your own role in the best possible way, being the master of your own field, to be precise. So this is another thing which we are going to be learning here. And this is the hero proximity graph. I'll explain to you what it is later. Now let's go for the grading system also a bit later. So let's first focus on the activity algorithm. Step one, we'll give you a choice of 6 characters. And since you all are, we initially thought that since there'll be 7 members in your team, 5 members can choose a character of their own and 2 members have to be given creative roles. But now the choice of characters is entirely upon your will. You can choose all the characters if you want, or you can choose some of them. We'll be giving famous personalities to you, and you have to choose. Each one have to play the role of one particular character, or if you like, you can choose any number of characters you want out of the 6, and a person has to choose one particular character for him. And each personality, they are going to be famous Indian personalities, they'll have virtues or good characteristics within them. So you'll have to use the exact virtues meant for that particular personality. And the step 3 is problem assignment. We'll give you certain problems and you have to fix the roles for everyone, and together you have to tackle the problem. Let's go to the next slide for more clarity. Now over to Dakshit to explain the virtues of Bhagat Singh.
So good evening, guys. I am Dakshit. I am going to explain the first character choice for Team Britain. That is Bhagat Singh. His key virtues are patriotism, courage, sacrificial. He's so sacrificial, and we all know that he became a human bomb in order to draw the attention of the Britishers. Fighting spirit and compassion. Over to Brinda.
So second person, the person of icon is Kalpana Chawla, and her virtues are passionate, and she was very dedicated towards his work, and she was very passionate towards her work. And woman power, as we all know, she was the first person in India to go to first woman scientist in India to go to the space, and her intelligence and discussion making, she was very good in discussion making, and also she was very inspirational to most of them. So, and it's over to Dakshinana to continue the next character.
Yeah, so now I'm going to be explaining the character and the virtues of none other than the legendary Srinivasa Ramanujan. As we all know, he's a very great mathematician, and some of his virtues are intellectual. He's very intellectual. Dedication. He's very dedicated towards whatever he does. Problem solving. This is a very important virtue. Yes, sir.
1 minute. Amna, you hear us? Amna?
Yes.
You hear
Hello?
us? Are you able to listen? Are you able to hear us?
Yes.
கேக்குதா நான் பேசுறது?
கேக்குது.
சரி, நீ லிசன் பண்ணு, உன்னுடைய டீம்மேட்ஸ் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவாங்க. I am the teacher here. My name is Manigandan. This is my daughter Mitra. So நீ மித்ராவுடைய டீம்ல மித்ராவுடைய டீம்ல இருக்க. இப்போ மித்ரா சிம்பிளா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவா, அப்படி லிசன் பண்ணு. அதுக்கப்புறம் போக போக நீ இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசலாம். மித்ரா தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணு.
ஹாய் அம்னா. ஸோ இன்னைக்கோட கேம் பேரு இன்னைக்கோட கேம் பேரு கிராஸ் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் கேம். இங்க 2 டீம் இருக்கு, சரியா? நீ வந்து டீம் ரித்தன் அண்ணான்னு ஒருத்தவங்க இருக்காங்க, அவங்க டீம்ஸ் தான் இருக்க. நம்ம எல்லாரும் ஒரு டீம், இன்னொரு டீம் இருக்கு. ஆப்போசிட் டீம் பேரு வந்து டீம் விஷ்ணு பிரியா, சரியா? ஸோ இப்போ வந்து நம்மளோட ஆப்போசிட் டீம் வந்து நம்ம ஏதோ ஒரு கேம் கொடுக்கணும், ஒரு ஆக்டிவிட்டி கொடுக்கணும். அந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி வந்து அவங்க அந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டியை நம்ம எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணணும், இங்கிலீஷ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணணும். உனக்கு வர இங்கிலீஷ்ல நாங்க எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவோம், உனக்கு வர இங்கிலீஷ்ல நீ எல்லாத்துக்கும் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணு. ஸோ இந்த தடவை நாங்க இது பண்ணிக்கிறது என்னன்னா, ஒரு அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட், ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் எல்லாத்தையும் இது பண்ண மாதிரி. அதை நான் வந்து உனக்கு ரவுண்ட் 2ல இருந்து நான் உனக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். நீ வந்து அது ஆப்போசிட் டீமுக்கு அவங்களுக்கு புரியுற மாதிரி நீ சொல்லணும். அண்ட் நீ சொல்ற ஆக்டிவிட்டியை அவங்க பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா, அவங்க கரெக்டா பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா நம்ம 100 மார்க்ஸுக்கு 5 கிரைட்டீரியா இருக்கு. அதெல்லாம் நான் அப்புறம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். அதுக்கு வச்சு நம்ம தான் மார்க் பண்ணணும் ஆப்போசிட் டீமுக்கு.
ஓகே. ஸோ இப்போ மித்ரா சொன்ன மாதிரி உனக்கு ஆப்போசிட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய டீம்ல இருக்கிற தக்ஷின் அண்ணான்னு ஒரு அண்ணா இருக்காரு. அவரு உங்களுடைய டீமுக்கு ஒரு டாஸ்க் கொடுக்குறாரு. அதை பத்தி தான் இப்போ பவர் பாயிண்ட்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு. அப்படி நீ அதை லிசன் பண்ணு. ஓகே 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 சார், ஓகே அக்கா அப்படின்னு கரெக்டா முறை போட்டு பேசணும். சரி அப்படின்னு பேச வேண்டாம். ஓகே சார் சொல்லு. யாராவது பேசினாங்கன்னா ஓகே அக்கா, ஓகே அண்ணா அப்படின்னு ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணணும். ஓகே
ஓகே சொல்லு. ஓகே சார்.
Right. Dakshin, you can continue.
Yes, sir. So once again, I would like. Yes, sir.
Dakshin, make it simple. People like Sibi, Amna, these are all fourth grade and fifth grade. So make it a little simple.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So I'd like to rewind and talk about the legendary Srinivasa Ramanujan. So if you choose Srinivasa Ramanujan as one of your characters, you'll get these benefits. You'll have the power of being intellectual. You'll have the power in the character. If you choose this particular character, you'll get all these good qualities in you. And with using these qualities, you can solve your respective problem which we give to you. So you can be a very intellectual person. Like you can use your brain when required, and you can, make correct decisions using your intelligence. So that's one simple way to define intellectual, like your presence of mind, as I mentioned here, like how well you use your brain and your, senses at the right time, and dedication, like putting in your best effort in whatever you do, like you're doing it in the best possible way. So your dedication towards everything, and problem solving. This is a key factor which you get if you choose Srinivasa Ramanujan. You can solve your problems in an efficient manner. And kindness, you're also very kind. That's also a good quality inside you. And presence of mind, like using your brain and using your intellect in the best possible way. Now over to the Captain Vishnu Priya.
Yes, so I'm going to explain about Sania Mirza. So the virtues of Sania Mirza is she is very professional. Sir?
I don't want
Yes,
Sania
sir.
Mirza to be added here. I don't want Sania Mirza to be added here. Can we take it off? Go to the next character, please, and remove the character.
Yes, sir.
So this
Shall I
will
remove
be-
it after this, sir? Or?
Yeah, no problem. Go to Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes. So this will be explained by Anna, sir.
Sanjay Anna.
என்ன சொல்றேன் புரியுதா?
Yeah, Vishnu Priya, I will have some role to play. I will have some role for you to play. Maybe after the presentation, I'll ask you some questions. You can answer. You can by that way, I can compensate on the presentation that you were. Okay.
Okay.
என்ன சொல்றாங்க?
Sanjay Anna, are you there now? Can you explain now?
Anna, Sanjay Anna.
Sanjay Anna, am I audible now? Can you see the screen now?
It's okay, Dakshin. We'll give him some time.
Okay.
Ask Sivi Adityan, I mean, you have a own team. No, Sivi unga team. Sanjay, can you speak?
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Very much audible. Go ahead.
Sorry, sir, it's because of the
No,
internet issues.
no problem.
And we all well know about Subhash Chandra Bose. He's a well-known nationalist. His virtues are bravery and leadership. To tackle an situation, these things are very important for us. And hello,
Yes, now you can carry on.
Yeah. We are hearing you.
he is well known for his bravery. He has risk-taking abilities. That's it.
Good. For the first
Super,
time
man.
you're speaking in the session, and we really like the way that you spoke. Good job, Sanjay.
Very well
Super,
done.
man.
Well
Well
done.
done. Well done, Sanjay.
Very well done, Anna.
Right.
Now,
So,
yes, sir.
who's deputed for this, Dakshin?
Sir, Mridu Bhashini, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mridu Bhashini, over to you.
Mriduka.
Mridubhashini. Mridubhashini, your mic is unmute, but you're speaking. We're not hearing anything. Got to do something about it.
So now you can hear me, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Mridubhashini, not hearing anything. Fix up the connectivity issues, people. This is Mridubhashini.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing? Are you speaking or sleeping?
Sir, no, sir. My mic is not unmuting, sir. It's taking too much time for
Okay, fine. Speak.
Okay, sir. So now, if you choose Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, so you should use the virtues that are humility, respectful, calmness, public speaking, vision, and all. So if you have to use these things, if you use it properly, your marks will be increased.
Okay, now we'll explain the problem to you in a very, like a screenshot way. So, an expedition of people undertake a journey to explore Antarctica. So, a group of people, undertake a journey, like it could be scientists or, researchers, whoever you want, you have to fix up the other roles. And unfortunately, there's a shipwreck. Okay, there's a sea storm on the way, and there's a shipwreck, and they land on an isolated and desolate island. Okay, an island, you don't know what that island is, so they are desperate to, this, I'm sorry, they're desperate to contact their higher officials, but they're unable to do so. There's no proper connectivity in that particular island, so you're unable to even contact your higher officials. So what we initially decided was five of the persons, like five of the person from your team have to choose the main character role out of the six options. So you can choose five main characters, and the other two people can be given a creative role, but those creative roles also have to be equally important as these five. You get it? They too also have to participate equally along with these five people, and you have to creatively tackle this particular scenario. And we also make an edit here, or rather than choosing five, like you can also choose all the characters. Since now Sania Mirza is removed, so you cannot exclude anyone. But if you want to exclude anyone, you can choose 4 out of 5 also, like 4 main characters, and the others can be given a creative role. Okay, or you can choose all 5, and the other remaining 2 people can be given creative roles. So the roles fixation and the creative roles all have to be decided by you, and each and every person has to participate properly. And you can have two modes of solution giving. You can either go for a skit or formal presentation, or you can even combine both a skit and a presentation. Now I would like to call upon my teammates to make additions to this particular session.
Hey, நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா தக்ஷன்?
Yes, sir.
Instead of we shall involve PV Sindhu in the place of Sania Mirza.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
That I give it to Ritan Nitish's team. They can work out the characteristics of PV Sindhu. So
Okay,
that's how it is. But it's a wonderful game administering. I really appreciate that. Good job.
Thank
Very
you.
well done, team.
Very well done, team Vishnupriya.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
So Team Ritan Nitish, I have put up the snapshots as per what Mitra has asked, and during the team discussion, you can take reference of these snapshots.
Yes.
Okay, now it goes like this. Now Team Ritan Nitish will give. Now the game is handed over to Team Ritan Nitish from Team Vishnupriya, and now Team Ritan Nitish will hand over the game to Vishnupriya's team, and then a common team talk will be given to both of them, and then we will come and we will have the performances staged up.
Excuse
You
me, sir.
understand? Yeah.
Sir, can I just quickly explain the grading system and the proximity graph, sir? Very quickly, sir.
We don't have much time. Quickly, make it fast.
Yes, sir. Sir, so we have two types of grading system. Mark 1, this is the main score and this is the bonus. And you'll be judged upon, the opponent team will be judged upon 3 classes. Character, how well you are playing the main characters. The other roles, I explained some 2 or any number of creative roles that you want. So how important those other roles are, that will also play an important role. And the solution that you give to the problem and your creativity. And this is the proximity graph. The closer you are to the character, the higher marks you get. So that is what we are trying to imply in this graph. The closer you are to the main characters like Bhagat Singh or APJ Abdul Kalam, the more number of marks you will get. So these are some of the things that we wanted to mention. Thank you, sir.
Like I mentioned, every single criterion will be decided by the opposite team. So the trainer will have advantage in making some corrections if needed. So now, Team Ritan Nitish, Vishnupriya, before that.
Yes, sir.
Well, you are having the process of explaining about Sania Mirza, and I have taken that character out of the entire exercise. But I would like to ask some questions because you will lose mark if you are not speaking. So,
Yes, sir.
why did you involve a sports person inside this?
Yes, sir. So what we thought was we would take every like sports, science, everything to be involved in this activity, sir. So that we thought we could also take a sports person into it, sir.
Okay, so the reason why I have taken Sania Mirza out was she was not very characterized in the public speaking platform. She never respected fellow players, and she never respected the media. So whenever some questions were asked from the media, she was not respecting the other sports members. There was very small tinge of sportsmanship when she was playing tennis, and that too during the doubles competitions. There had been a little bit of a foul games played, and there were lots of controversies in the style of her game. So that is why I thought, since PV Sindhu has become a world icon in badminton, so I thought she'll be much better choice even than Sania Mirza or Saina Nehwal. So that's why I have removed. So you might be wondering why such a good player has been removed. Good player, but not a very good personality. So that is why I have removed.
Okay, sir.
Right. So Team Ritan Nitish, over to you in explaining the game for Team Vishnupriya.
So thank you, sir. So, sir, can I start, sir?
Yeah, you can start.
We are all from so hello everyone, one and all present here. So we are all from a company named Armac Company. So we are all going to every single place and checking that every student, and due to this pandemic no one is going outside, and currently no one is studying, and mostly mobile phones are the very big friend to the students. So we are just going for a check that every single student are really good in English and few other categories. So we have came here to check that students are good in few categories, as I said, and there are few categories which we are really important. We are making sure that the students are all really good at. So those categories are the things which we are going to give marks at, and our my colleagues will be giving the round one's task. So continued by Mitra. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all present here. As my colleague mentioned, I am going to introduce the round one. So in round one, there are going to be three sections. The first section is going to be an advertisement mixed with the presentation. The second section is going to be a small 2 to 3 minute advantages presentation, which we would explain soon. And the third section is a Q&A section. So I would like to mention and explain about the first section. So now you are in the ancient era. That is, it could be around 1970s and 1980s. Imagine that you had phone at the time, phone and normal simple gadgets. So what you have to do is you have to introduce and explain about the applications that you are going to introduce, the apps that could be introduced in iOS and Android. There are actually three choices that you can choose. The first choice is an application. The second choice is any gadgets, like a new gadget for new technological device for using some for online class or anything. We didn't have those facilities at the time, but imagine this. So the first round is all about simulation. So it's all about your creativity. So you can imagine about the gadgets that you had at the time, and small devices that could help the normal working class heroes, like the farmers or the normal employees, everyone, which could help, devices that could help them to work even more efficiently. So out of these three, you can choose anything, or you can combine even two of these. So what you are supposed to do is, you will have to introduce something. So it is not in a presentation form, you are going to advertise it. You'll have to speak, it's all based on communication, creativity, and your art of advertising. You have to advertise your product. It's all based on your creativity. You should not search you should not surf in browser. You should only, it's all based on the creativity and brainstorming of ideas. So you have to advertise them. And the and for this you'll have 7 minutes. At the end of our presentation of explaining the round one, CBR with our teammate and our colleague is going to mention about the time, the stipulated time for the whole round one. So now I would like to call upon my colleague Kalpana Chawla to introduce the second section of the first round.
Thank you, Mitra. So we have decided to split your team into three. One, you are all one. The first member is going to design the application, and the second part of the team is going to decide who is going to speak about the advantage and the disadvantage of the application. It is in yourself that the positive and as well as the negative impact to the society. You have to decide who among you are going to be a positive and the other one negative. We have also decided that the third section is they have to advertise. One have to explain the application, second one they have to say the disadvantages and advantages, and the third one have to advertise. So we have split themselves into three categories, and the reason why we are hired from the companies, we have been inspired by entrepreneur Mr. Manigandan Sundaresan sir, and he is conducting MS evening sessions. We are here, we were inspired by him, and that is why we have started a company, and we would like to give tasks. Thank you, sir. We would like to give tasks and include more fun here. Now I would like to say the third part of the company, which will be said by Ashwathaman. Over to you, Ashwathaman.
So okay everyone. Thank you for Kalpitaka for
letting me speak. So as for the activity that is being mentioned while advertising, you would know
We
that,
are not hearing anything, Aswathaman.
sir.
You have to raise your volume a little bit. Your
Sir.
voice is very, very.
Sir.
Yes. Yeah. Speak in this fashion.
Okay, sir. So I like to explain the one of the main parts of the activity. So for every advertisement you see, there's been a short commercial for it, everything. So many businessmen are selling the items with these short commercials, which are inspiring. So what you will have to do here is you'll have to decide a short commercial.
What do you mean by commercial? It is called as commercial. It is not commercial. If you are not able to pronounce something and understand the meaning of it, don't post it to the opposite team. It is not commercial. What is the word? What is the meaning of the word commercial?
Sir,
What do you mean by commercial?
A short story, sir, for advertising.
It's not short story. It's called as commercial. Commercial is an advertisement. That's what Mitra had mentioned. That's what Kalpita had mentioned. And why are you coming up with some new jargon which does not have any sort of meaning? Why such confusion? And I asked with your teammate, the teammate has warned you not to come up with this, and you still are coming up with it. Again, you are doing the same mistake that you did with Dakshit and Dakshin in the last activity.
Sir,
what do you mean by commercial? You're making comedy of yourself. That's what is happening here. Spell it. Put that in chat box. Put the spelling of commercial in the chat box.
Okay, sir.
Kalpita.
Sir.
Finish what he has tried to start. We will come back to him.
Okay, sir.
Because
Sir,
I don't want your opposite team to be confused. Yeah, go.
Okay, sir. In the team discussion itself, we have decided that Ashwathaman's idea of commercial was not included here, sir. So I would like to explain the third part, sir. It is the idea of Ritan Nitish, the idea part, sir. So starting this advertisement and making an app, it was from their idea part, sir. We have imagined that it was from their idea part. We have chosen Mirdubhashni Akka, sir. She have to explain one of the hardest task that she have written in her idea part, and she have to explain how she is going to accomplish it, sir. This is the third part, sir. Over to Siddhi, sir.
Got it. I told you it's commercial. இந்த கமர்ஷியல் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இப்போ ஸ்பெல்லிங் எழுதியிருக்கிற காமரிக்கல் இருக்கு. ஏண்டா ஒரு ஸ்பெல்லிங் தப்பா ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் பண்றோம் அப்படிங்கிறத வந்துட்டு முட்டாள்தனம் பண்ணிட்டு அதை தைரியமா பப்ளிக்ல வேற சொல்ற. Do you know how dangerous this is in your future? And how bold you are committing a mistake in front of your seniors. Besides not listening to the seniors. காமரிக்கல்ன்ற யோசிக்க மாட்டியா? அப்படி ஒரு வேர்டு உண்மையாலுமே இங்கிலீஷ்ல இருக்கா அப்படின்ட்டு அப்படி எழுதி பார்த்து படிக்கவே மாட்டியா? கமரிக்கல்னு வராது கமர்ஷியல்னு வரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ப்ராபபிலிட்டிக்கு பாசிபிலிட்டி அப்படிம்பியா, அக்செப்டுக்கு எக்ஸெப்ட் அப்படிம்பியா, நைட்டுக்கு நைஃப்ம்பியா. If this is the way you are going to speak a language in the future, then you are going to be kicked out of any environment that you are going to belong to. Don't add penalty to yourself. After a long time, the penalty has been removed in CRS. Don't invite sand to your head. Yeah. Continue. Who's next?
Sir, CB is going to say the stipulated time for each section, sir.
Would you like to finish what you have started? Because of you taking time, I asked Kalpita to join and speak, and she has finished. But I don't want you to miss the chance of speaking. Would you like to speak something with meaning?
No, sir.
Your voice is very feeble, Ashwathaman.
Sibi Adityan, you can continue. Sibi Adityan.
Sir.
கத்தாத. மெதுவா பேசு. கத்தாத. இயர்ஃபோன் போட்டிருக்கியா? Have you got the earphone?
No, sir.
இயர்ஃபோனை வாங்க முதல்ல. நீ போன் கிட்ட வச்சு டைரக்டா நீ கத்துறீனா இயர்ஃபோன் போட்டுருக்கவங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் பயங்கர இரிட்டேஷனா இருக்கும். Get an earphone. I don't want anybody to speak direct to your phone. If it is laptop has got huge gathering device inside the machine. But if it is phone, உங்க கன்வீனியன்ட்டுக்காக போன் இப்படி வச்சுட்டு கத்தாதீங்க. இயர்ஃபோன் போட்டிருக்கவங்களுக்கு அது பயங்கர இரிட்டேஷனா இருக்கும். If you are speaking with laptop, speak directly like what I am doing. I am connecting with the speaker and high receiving capacity. But if it's a phone, make sure you are using the headphone device. Otherwise, you are getting a minus. Okay. Vishnu Priya.
Yes, sir.
Has your team gathered somewhat what they have explained? They seem to have come up with a very good idea. So maybe because of the confusion that Asuthaman and Siviyathan had raised, I think still it is in a sizable form. So can you go with that?
Yes, sir. We'll just want to know
Yes,
how much
sir.
time, sir.
Yeah, so Mitra will compensate on that. So whatever time stipulation that he is supposed to explain, you can explain to them.
Okay.
You can't explain.
Okay, sir. So friends, for the first section, that is for the advertisement, the time that is given for the advertisement is 7 minutes. And for the second section, that is Kalpitaka must have explained about the two persons who are going to speak about advantages and disadvantages of that product. And for that, we are providing you 2 to 3 minutes. So already 10 minutes is over. And you have remaining 8 minutes where we would be asking questions about your idea pad. So as Kalpitaka mentioned, Mridumashnika is asked to say one of the hardest idea that she has written in the idea pad and how is she going to execute. And once she completes saying that, we would be asking questions, and that is for 18 minutes. So totally round one's time for your team is actually 15 minutes, and we would give some 3 minutes extra, sir, if they want.
But the idea is really, really good. I'm so happy that both the teams have come up with a wonderful, creative way of a game. So this is where I'm very satisfied, because the entire, as Kalpita rightly mentioned, Team Ratan has put up this as a platform of re-emphasizing whatever they have learned from MS Evening Session. So that ideology is really good. So I really appreciate Team Ratan Nitish for coming up with this idea.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Very well done, team Ratan Nitish.
Thank you, sir.
Well done,
Thank you,
team.
sir.
Thank you, Ratan.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, now.
Thanks.
Well done.
So let me talk to the senior most people like Dakshit and Dakshin. Are you able to take up the idea that Team Ratan Nitish have posed to you? Can you start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So in such case, now that both teams have got their storyboard, when I say storyboard, what I mean is the game ideology that was given. That's called as the storyboard. So storyboards have been given by Team Vishnupriya and Team Ratan Nitish. It has been exchanged. Now we're going to go for a common team talk, a private team talk, so that you can work on how to make a presentable form. Team Ratan Nitish has given 15 minutes as stipulated time and 3 grace. How about Team Vishnupriya? You haven't mentioned about the time frame.
Sir, also 15 minutes. Sir.
Okay, so we will have a common platform of time frame 15.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if time permits, when we come, we will have Team Vishnupriya performing first.
Yes, sir.
Because I want Dakshit to perform before he leaves. And during the teamwork, Amna has to be implied. She has to be, give her some time. ஒழுங்கா பேச முடியலனாலும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நாளுங்கிறதுனால give her some time. சிம்பிளிஃபைடா அவளால் எது பேச முடியுதோ பேசட்டும். டீம் ஒர்க்ல நீங்க பாருங்க.
அவளுக்கு ஒரு ரோல் கொடுக்கணும்.
ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபேஸ் கொடுத்து இத பத்தி நீ பேசணும்னு சொல்லி she is smart, she can gather and she can speak. அவ என்ன பேசுறாளோ அதை பேசட்டும். Both teams will gather bonus. From Team Vishnupriya, if Sanjay speaks well, the team will get newcomer bonus. And from Team Ratan, if Amna speaks well, the team will gather newcomer bonus. அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நீங்க ரெடி பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
Okay, sir.
So now the time is 5:23. you can go to your team windows. Team Ritan Nitish, you can stay here because Sibi Adityan, Amna are two little kids. Where our window confusion. Okay. So team Ritan Nitish, stay here. While team Vishnu Priya, go to your separate meeting window and start your team discussion.
Sir, we forgot to mention the criteria, sir. To the confusion, we will explain it
later. We'll do it later. Team Ritan Nitish, stay here. Team Vishnu Priya can go to your meeting window.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Bye, sir. Bye, friends.
Bye. 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 So you can come and sit here.
Yes, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye. Bye.